In this video, I'm going to show you how to use this retro font right here so that you can create more vintage style designs. Let's go. Thanks for joining me on this video. My name is Juno with Detour Shirts. I've been designing and selling t-shirts since 2005. If that's something you like to learn how to do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So in this video, I wanted to do something a little different. I haven't done this before, and this is a video strictly on one font. So this is the font right here. This font is called the Boldstyle, and you might have seen this before. It is on Creative Fabrica. Sometimes it's free. I think right now it's free. It may not be free when you're watching this video, but hopefully it is at a good price. So I got a question in my comments on my YouTube channel on how to use this font, how to add swashes, how to do different things on this font. And this font is very versatile. It's a really cool font, but there's different things that you have to learn how to do to use this font. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, different styles, different colors, all those different things in Affinity Designer. So Affinity Designer is perfect to use this font because it's going to help you make even better designs with this. I'm going to show you step by step on how to do some of these things. So you're going to want to stay all the way to the end to see all the different things you can do with this font, as well as another edition of trend credits. So let's get right into it. So here we are on Affinity Designer. You can see here this whole thing. I have different artboards. I'm going to go over this font step by step on some of these things. You can see, look how cool this font is, the Boldstyle. It says it's a retro font with extrude. I'm going to show you what that means. But take a look at these things. You got these kind of swashes. You got this down here, like really cool, right? So different ways to do it. I love these different swashes on each letter individually. Makes it look really unique and eye-catching, right? So there's some open features. So these are the two fonts. It's the Boldstyle. You can see right up here in my fonts, Boldstyle. And when I click on this one, it's the extrude. So the Boldstyle extrude. And we're going to get into what those two, they work together. You can just use this style, but it's usually paired together with this one to give it that nice look. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to color this one red so you can see the different colors. And when you pair these two together, look what happens. If this one's above, it fits nicely right there. So just look at that. Doesn't that look cool? The Boldstyle. So that's what it does using these two fonts together. So let me show you some of the things here. So this isn't the full set of characters, but they are some of them. And the reason why I laid it out like this is because the way to find these is to go to your glyphs palette. So I have my glyphs palette right here. Yours may be in a different spot. Just pull it up here. The way to find that is to go to view and find the glyphs browser. So right here, you can see all of these things. Now, I know it's a little small in the video. I'm going to zoom it in right here so you can see, but take a look at all of those. So cool, right? It just keeps going. And the reason why I did it like this is so that you can see most of them. So you're going to want to do something like this unless you can really see, but I have a hard time seeing some of these letters over here and some of the swashes. So I just, the way you do that is you just double click on it. So if you want this one, double click and it adds it right there. So that's what I did. I started at that beginning all the way at the top and I just double clicked each one. So you can see all those A's and then these, and then you can do each one and every one, but I did the ones that I think I'm going to use. And we're going to come back to this one later. So now that you know the basics of what this font does and the different styles, you can see each letter, it kind of has multiple versions of each letter, so you can kind of mix and match them. And we're going to do that. So I'm going to show you a couple of different things that you'll see that they showed how to do, and then you may want to copy it. So let's get into the first one. So the first one I wanted to show you how to do is this one. So this is one of the things they show, 70s right here. It looks really retro, right? And it's showing that there's the two, and we'll put them together. So let me show you first what happens when you just first type it. So I'm just going to type 70s with a capital S. So holding down Shift S, E, V, E, N, T, I, E, S. So you can see it looks totally different, right? When you just type in the letters that you have here on your keyboard. So what you're going to have to do is go back to that list that I made, and I highlighted the letters that we're going to use. So we're going to use that S, we're going to use that T right there, the lowercase s at the end for 70s. You got that V with the curve, you got this N with the curve here too. So notice those S, V, N, T, and S, right? And so now when you get this one, what you're going to do, so this is the extrude. Let me show you how to do that. We'll do it together. So you just put this here. I'm going to change it all to the same color first. So this red is just to show you which were the ones that I had to change out to make it that same shape. So let's change it to the color that we need. I'm going to just take this color right here, this orange color from the example. Okay. And then the next thing you want to do is select that and hit Command J, which is a copy. So when I do Command J, it puts a copy at the top. So this bottom and the top are the same ones. So I'm going to click this bottom one here, and instead of doing bold style, I'm just going to do bold style extra. So right here, extrude, sorry. So there's the extrude, and then I'm going to change it to this color, this red color. Boom. See how easy that was? So there's just two, and it lines up perfectly if you do the copy paste or the Command J. You're just making a copy, not a copy paste. So this one, you started with this one, and then you made a copy. So very easy to do, right? So you're just making a copy below it and putting that as the extrude. So hopefully that's really easy to follow. You can use any combination of these. I mean, you could have done it with this, but just to copy this, if you wanted to see, well, how do I do this with the font? That's how you do it. Super simple. So the next thing I wanted to show you how to do with this font, which is really cool, is they have 9 different styles of swash. So you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and they're all here in the glyphs palette. So the first thing I want to show you how to do it is go right to the end after the E, then go to your glyphs palette, and then scroll all the way down. It's the last one. So you can see these last 9 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you can pick whichever one you want. So the first one is the first one. You just double click on it. You can see it's that one right there. If I delete that and do the second one, you can see it's the second one here. So you can do either one, all of them up to, let's do this one, number 9. That's number 9. You can see perfectly aligned there. So you don't want to hit them continuously because it won't work. It would only work with that. So there's another way to do it besides just clicking on the glyphs palette. If you want to do a shortcut, it actually tells you right here. Type in the end of the text example 1 and then underscore. So let me show you how that's done. By doing the underscore, what you're hitting is Shift and that button after the 0, which is the dash. All right. So let me do 1 and then underscore, and then it just changes it to that, right? Let's do it again. Let's do 9. So you can see there's 1, and you don't have to do it really quick. You can do 9 and then that underscore. So Shift and underline, and then it just does it like that. So it's super easy shortcut. You don't even have to have the glyphs palette. It just works like that. And you can try out different ones. So backspace and do 6 under a Shift underline. Boom, right? So try out all of them. See which one works best for you. I think it's so cool that you don't have to draw these. You can just add each of these, and these are so neat. They gives that vintage feel, that athletic vintage feel. So I love it. And try them all out. 5. Oh, you can't do 6 and 5. So you do 5 and then Shift underline, boom. Super simple, right? All right, so that's how you do that. If you ever wanted to know how to use the swashes, you can do that. It tells you right here, so you might want to keep this handy and do it on your own. So the next thing that I want to show you is this gradient feature. So you can see here on this one, it's kind of going from this lighter orange to maybe a darker orange, more red color. So here I am with it on black. So you can see adventure. I've used some of these swashes and stuff, which makes it really interesting. I'm going to color it first, just a basic color. So you can see there, and maybe something like that. Step 2 is to do the extrude feature. So you can see right here is that. I'm going to do a Command J. Boom. So now we have both of them. Pick the one that's below and then do Boldstyle extrude, and then change that color to maybe this darker one right there. Boom, right? Now the only thing we need is a gradient. So click that first one now, that top one, and then click your gradient tool, and then just drag down. You can see it's already doing a cool gradient, but maybe I want this one darker at the bottom. So I just make it darker here, and maybe some dark like that, right? And I could make the top one lighter. Click the top button or the top dot right here and make that lighter if you want. Really cool, right? So you can make it any color. Click the bottom one again. Maybe you want to make that purple or something. Let's see. Oh, not as cool. Maybe something like that. Hey, that looks really neat. And you could put a color in the middle too if you want to do something cool like that. You can do that, right? Any which way. I'm following different colors here, but you can see how cool using vintage colors as a gradient. That just ticks it up a notch. So of course you can put this in front of, you know, a vintage sunset with a van or a surfer or whatever for summer, a beach, and kind of do something like this. Of course, change the words. I wouldn't do summer adventure. I mean, maybe, but I wouldn't copy this exactly, right? Make up your own 2 words for your design. But this right here would make a really cool vintage t-shirt design, right? Even a vintage sticker design. So think of your own words, use these swashes, use these colors, but don't copy this exactly. Make your own style like that. And you can see right here, it's just amazing font, right? Just this by itself, like if you got a cool word right here, this could make a really cool sticker, just this by itself with the gradient. I think if you find the right words, this could do really well on RedBubble or something like that, just as a sticker. So have fun with this one. This is a really cool thing to do. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you how to do is this style right here. This is another one that they showed how to do. When you finally do find those fonts that work well with this, you know, the ones with these swashes and stuff, which is really cool. I showed you how to do that earlier. You're going to put a space, and you'll notice that it's not as close as it is here. So you're going to want to select all and go to your characters palette. So right here, typography, right here, character palette. Below here, you'll see the line height. It's going to be at auto, which on this case, you can see the parentheses, it says 90. You're just going to want to bring it in a little. So click this down arrow, and you can see by clicking that down arrow, I'm bringing it up. And you're just going to want to click that down arrow until you're nice and close like that. You can do it as close as you want, but if you get too close, it's going to overlap. So you're going to want to give it some space. I'm going to do it just like that. Okay, so that's the first thing. Make sure your line height is right. Just give it some less space than it needs. Okay, so now we're going to try and color these. The first thing we're going to do is color this one, that orange color. We'll just copy the colors here. So there's that. And then of course we're going to do that Command J. Let's go back to our layers palette. So you can see right here is the bottom one. So now that you got this bottom one, that's going to be extrude. So let's go to our fonts, Boldstyle extrude, and then make it the right color. So let's copy that color right here. This one, boom, right? So that's how you do that. So after doing that color, we're going to do these other colors. You can see there's 3 more colors. So again, Command J. So you can see now pick the one below it. Make sure it's that next color, which I think is that red. Let's just copy that color for now. We'll copy this one. And then hold down Shift. Well, you don't have to hold down Shift, but I'm going to hold down Shift and hit down twice and across twice. So this is what happens. And then we're just going to do that 2 more times. So Command J, pick the bottom one, pick the color right here. And you don't have to pick that color. You can choose whatever color you want. But hit down and across. I'm holding down shift, which moves it 10 pixels down, and then holding down shift moves it 10 pixels across when I hit it once. So I'm moving it 20 pixels down, 20 pixels across. Okay, let's do it one more time. Command J and pick the bottom one here. Make sure to pick that color. And then down and across. Now, you may be wondering, this right here is not the same as what I did right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the pen tool right here, and I'm going to just draw a shape inside. So I'm going to go like this right there. And let's see, it comes in right around here, something like this. It's not exact, but this is how you do it. You're going to have to fine tune this just a little bit. So I'm going to pick that color. Now that color is above, so we're going to have to move it down one, and there you go. So you can see I moved it below the original one, which is this one right here, the orange, and then I moved it down here. So if you want to zoom in and kind of fix this area right here, you can. If you want to move it, move these so it matches, maybe does something like that. Maybe some roundness like that or something, right? That kind of works. So there you go. That's how you do it. Thank you. This would make a great sticker too. You can see there's a nice white outline around it too. You can do that any way you want it. You can do any words you want here, but this is how you kind of do that retro kind of drop shadow with different colors. So that was an easy one, fun one to do too. So thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully this video is really helpful for you. If there are any other things that you saw that others are doing with this font, let me know, and maybe I'll make another video. Or if you see another font that you like and you're wondering, how did they do that with that font? Or if you just want me to test out a font, let me know in the comments. I think this would make a great video for you to learn other fonts, new fonts, and how to use them. I think this could be really helpful, especially to do like stickers, like really simple stickers. This would be really easy just with fonts, right? Without any graphics. So hopefully this was really helpful for you. Let me know in the comments if it was. And your reward for staying all the way to the end is another edition of Trend Credits. Thanks for staying to the end for this trend credit. Here is your trend: professional uncle, no kids. So take a look at this. It spells punk, P-U-N-K, professional uncle, no kids. But take a look at these BSRs. Super low. I'm guessing because of Father's Day, even though uncles aren't necessarily fathers, but pretty funny here. Take a look at these low BSRs. It's really selling. Some of them are not as low as some others, which means they probably sold before, but there's some uncle shirts there. Okay, let's take a look at Merch Informer. It's getting an A, so you know it's good. The competition's great. If you don't have Merch Informer, I have a link in the description for Merch Informer where you can check your own competition, make sure that it's good to go. So lots to do on Merch Informer. Take a look at this trend again. Make sure to make yours different than any of these. You want to make sure to make it your own way and make it stand out. Make sure it's easy to read and also something that uncles would love to wear. So think about that when you're doing yours, and maybe come up with your own, uncle shirt, maybe your uncle acronym, maybe some acronym for other things that spell a different word. Those could be really fun t-shirts. So this is your trend for this video: punk, or professional uncle, no kids. So that is it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If this video was really helpful for you and you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It just really helps the algorithm to let people know, or let YouTube know that you like this video. And if you're not subscribed already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That really helps as well. I have a subscribe button kind of thingy right here in the corner. And before I leave, I have a question of the day. And that question is, since this video is about fonts, let me know what your favorite font is. What is your favorite font to use in t-shirt design, print on demand, whatever it is? Let me know in the comments. My favorite font, you probably know already right now. It always changes, but right now it's Veneer. and that's because it has that vintage look, and I use it a lot on everywhere. You might have seen it on my Instagram profile, and it's the font that I use on the thumbnails for these videos and things like that. So Veneer is the one I like. Let me know your font of choice in the comments there. And if you want to see more videos like this one or for print on demand, click these videos right here. And as always, guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.